The first kind of question I have for you guys is, thinking about what you've seen in the online space and kind of what you've seen in your communities and things like that, what's your general opinion of the ADHD educational campaigns that you've seen online? Are they good? Are they bad? Are they informative, not informative? What's kind of your general reaction to the things that you've already seen around ADHD education online?
Who wants to jump in?
I will, Kay. I think that there is so much information about ADHD online that it can be incredibly overwhelming for someone who's looking for information.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's difficult to tell where the information is coming from or how accurate it is. There are people out there who have very strong opinions about certain types of treatment or about like using medication versus not using medication, and about, especially when it comes to alternative treatments, that you can get, I don't know, skewed information or information that can, I don't know, parents are always looking for anything and everything that's going to help their child and keep looking and won't give up and want to try anything. And we can get into spending a lot of money and having our hopes raised and then dashed so many times that that's one of the problems I have with online information in general.
Okay.
I'd like to piggyback on what she has to say. I agree that we're marketing towards people who might be very vulnerable, parents who have kids that are suffering and the parents are suffering, adults with ADHD symptoms, and how do we know that what we're reading online is credible? And those of us here on the panel probably can weed through that fairly easily because we've been doing this for a long time. But for the average person looking for information, they don't know where the information is coming from and if it's credible.
Okay.
That concerns me a lot.
And I think there's some really great information out there. I think what happens is people are told you need research behind it, which, is one way to weed it out. But there are some treatments and resources out there that don't have the research behind it yet, but there's something missing, like almost like an ADHD stamp of approval from somebody to let them know that, somebody's reviewed this and, this is helpful, some way to weed it out.
Right. Okay. When you guys think about, I'm hearing that there's a lot of information out there and that it's valuable to have information, but that it can be tricky to realize what's credible or not credible. When you guys think about online educational campaigns in general, are there any that spring to mind right off the bat that you're like, oh, I saw this ADHD campaign recently, or, who's putting out most of those educational campaigns, and do any of them, I guess, stick out in your mind or come to mind when I talk about ADHD educational campaigns?
Well, there was the ADD Awareness Week that we've had for the last, how many years? I don't know, about...
It started in 2004.
2004, and to me that's pretty credible because it's backed by nonprofit organizations like CHAD and ADA. When you see those names, in general, I feel comfortable reading and listening to what they have to offer. So that's been an ongoing, for the last few years, campaign that I think has been good.
Okay.
See, I think it's good that it's well known in the organization involved or reputable, but maybe it's because I've been in this so long that I didn't see a real call to action, it was only on the surface. It wasn't any real call to action for people to take, and it still left people confused and needing more options.
Yeah, that's true.